Hi everyone, hope you're doing good. Welcome to a video that I didn't think I'd have to make, but here we are, marking the passing of legendary Rolling Stones drummer Charlie Watts. Absolute legend of music and rock and roll, absolute drumming icon. Yeah, it's really sad that he's passed away. I know it was a couple of weeks ago now, but you know, I could have done a tribute video or something quick, but I wanted to take it a step further than that, and you know, I just wanted to just talk about Charlie and what the future holds for the Rolling Stones and rock in general. I just wanted to take my time and sort of make something a little bit bigger than just a, you know, just a small 2-minute video on Charlie Watts. So yeah, I hope you go on to enjoy it. Subscribe if you're new, and if you want to check all the other content that I've been making out. Massive thank you to everyone who's already subscribed and for everyone's support. Now let's just get straight into this video, starting with a little bit on Charlie Watts. Well, Charlie passed away at the age of 80 on August the 24th, 2021. His influence and legacy is absolutely massive. You know, it will live on for forever and ever and ever. I absolutely love the Rolling Stones. I've ever since like I was about 13, 14. I've got a couple of albums here. I've got this, which is like a compilation album of all their best work, which is pretty cool. This was come out in 2012. When it was 50 years of the band. I've also got this t-shirt which marks 50 years of the band as well. I've got this special edition of Sticky Fingers as well. It's a pretty cool band photo. Double disc, which is pretty cool. And then I've also got this, which could be their last ever album, Blue and Lonesome, which is a really cool album where they do a load of blues covers. And then there's a picture of the band inside. Yeah, just thought I'd show them quick. Yeah, after hearing this news on that night of when it happened, I was really shocked, because it just come out of the blue, and you know, nobody really knew what was going on until that day hit to say that he passed away, which was massively shocking to me. Yeah, he absolutely loved jazz music. He was actually in a jazz band before he created the Rolling Stones. I think he was in another jazz band not that long ago. About yeah, I can't remember when. But yeah, he was like the archetypal sort of rock drummer that what came after him in the 70s. He was pretty much what made that sort of drumming style. But yeah, he was like the glue that kept the Stones together back in the 60s and the 70s. He, you know, he kept everybody in check, and yeah, was such a great drummer as well. It just keeps everything ticking like every good drummer should. Just keeps everything going, and yeah, such a really sad loss, really. Yeah, he basically was the band, which kind of makes me think, like, what are the Stones going to do now? You know, it'd be hard for them now to carry on without him. That kind of moves swiftly on to what I think might happen in the future for the Rolling Stones. Most likely they'll just get a new drummer to come in, probably like a session drummer, or maybe somebody more well known. I don't really know, because they do have a tour coming up apparently. I saw that. I can't remember what video. But yeah, they've got a tour coming up, so I guess they'll get somebody in to fill in for him. But you know, I'm also, but like beyond that, in the next like 3-4 years, you know, I'm just thinking like they're all sort of they're all in their 70s, 80s now. I don't know if they would want to carry on without Charlie in the band. You know, it wouldn't be the same. It wouldn't be the same anyway. But you know, they might just not want to carry on without him. They might. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if they done this tour and then they just said, right, that's it, we're done. We're not carrying on anymore. We're going to retire. Which would be a shame because I've never had the opportunity to see him live, and I might never now, which is a real shame. But see, that's it. Like maybe in a couple of years' time, you know, as they're getting older, they might decide to just you know, they might decide to retire, which would be a great shame. But you know, maybe if another couple of the members can't do it anymore, they might just call it quits. You know, that got me thinking about like other rock bands of the 60s, 70s, 80s. You know, the what's going to happen with the future of rock. You know, at this period of time, it's a real sort of sticking point whether like quite a lot of these old bands are going to carry on or not, because you know we've already got Black Sabbath retired, Aerosmith are on their farewell tour, Slayer have retired. I know they're not rock, but you know, Van Halen are gone, Rush are gone, ZZ Top. What's going to happen with ZZ Top now? Dusty Hill passed away. AC/DC are just about still going. And I also heard that David Coverdale might be retiring, but I don't know whether that's true or not. And you know, lots of legendary musicians passing away every year, and it's just getting more recent. You know, more recent. It seems to be piling up more and more. And yeah, quite a lot of them bands from the 70s and the 80s are all starting to retire, and as the years go on, it's only going to get more and more, which for me is really sad, because you know these bands have been around for a while and are the staple of rock and metal music, and you know everything that I like is all because of them bands, and I like quite a lot of those bands from the 70s and the 80s. But yeah, it's going to be really sad to see quite a lot of these bands go. You know, in 10 to 15 years' time, we might be living in a world where all those bands are gone, or the majority of them might be gone. You know, it'd be horrible for me, you know, to live in a world with that. There's no Metallica, and there's no Megadeth, and there's no Iron Maiden, and there's no AC/DC. That's just horrible. Now that is why we've got to make the most of these bands while they're still here, while they're still going, because yeah, one day they'll be gone, and that'll be it. So yeah, whilst they're still playing, you got to make the most of them. Plus, there's quite a lot of new rock and metal bands coming through that you know have that old traditional sound and style with a slight modern twist. You know, there's loads and loads of bands like coming out from the last like 10 to 15 years that are putting out some really good stuff. And yeah, if you've got any suggestions, put them down in the comments, you know, of any new rock and metal bands over the last 10, 15 years that you like and you've got into. Let us all know, because we all want to know about these bands. Yeah, so obviously there's been some not that great bands over the last 10, 15 years, but who cares about them? We just want to know about all the good stuff. Only the good stuff. Like what Anthony says for Metal Miners, only the good stuff. Yeah, so just enjoy these old bands while they're still playing, and yeah, you got to see them before they retire, at least one more time before they retire. So yeah, in conclusion, I think the future of rock and the future of metal music is looking very bright. You know, it'll be sad to see all the old bands go, because you know they're all brilliant, and I love all them bands. But with the newer bands coming through, carrying the torch from the predecessors, I'm sure that they will eventually be able to pass the baton on, pass the torch on to the next generation that's coming up. Hopefully, I hope personally that I can sort of do that as well. I can be given the baton, and I can raise it and then pass it on to the next generation as well. And yeah, I really hope that we can keep the passion alive. So that has been my Charlie Watts tribute video, and sort of my overview of what I think the future of rock stands. I'd love to know what you thought of this video. I just come up with it off the cuff and thought, you know what, I'm going to make a slightly bigger thing of it, and yeah. I'd love to know what your favourite Rolling Stones song is, or what your favourite Rolling Stones album is. That'd be really cool. What's your stance on the future of rock music? I think that'd be really cool to get people's thoughts on that. And yeah, what's your favourite new bands from the last 10, 15 years? That'd be brilliant to have a chat about those. Yeah, I've got more rock and metal and guitar videos coming up on the channel, so hopefully you can stick around for them. And yeah, if you got this far, thanks ever so much for watching, and until the next one, keep rocking, and RIP Charlie Watts.